It is January 15th, 2025. Oh, yesterday I go to leave my doctor's office. There are some teenagers, young people. Well, they're probably young people, okay? They walk out and they look at each other, look at me, and they look at each other and they're like, we told that girl that they're stealing for, and we don't think it's funny they're stealing from victims, okay? About time, okay? I go eat at Bob Evans. I can hear men mumbling and talking. We all know Agent John wanted someone to go out with, and all these women showed up to help make fun of her. So they just let her run. We told him we better be cleaning this shit up. Okay, I'm wiping all this out. This isn't even funny. Okay, no, it's not. That's okay. On Facebook, I blasted him that him and that girl's been doing the Bonnie and Clyde thing. All the crimes they can do in front of people. Then you got to think where in 19 I moved to Louisville. The big truck guys, the Florida group were here. They were with them in Giant Eagle under police surveillance. Okay, they told people they were Dave's illegitimate daughters, Michelle and Lauren. Okay, and they were stealing for them. Even my neighbor seen the big truck guys from Florida. They were telling everybody they worked for retired George Pete from Florida. Okay? They told everybody they were drug traders. Even my coworker that her family member was taken. When I was at work, we had a 2-client left. And she got a text message. Her friend got shot and killed in Canton. She's like, this is as bad as when they took my family member. And they would show up in stores and laugh in my face. They tied her up and cut her up in pieces, and that's how she died. Just like it's funny they raped her. They were making fun of her, how they killed her. I looked at her, I said, I'm sorry people are sick. She's like, you want to see a picture of her? She was beautiful. I sat down and I took a deep breath. She lives in Louisville too. And I said, did you see the big truck guys from Florida here in town? She's like, yeah, they were in the bars. My boyfriend and I went there. I said, they told people they were drug traders. Yes, they did. Did you know about Henry Mauvey? Sounds about right, he was with him. Show her the picture from Facebook. She said, that's not him, but he is with him. Okay. Okay. See, even my neighbor, I was talking to him yesterday. Do you remember all those big truck guys that were here from Florida? And they told everybody they were drug traders. Yeah, I seen them. Told everybody they worked for retired George Pete. Yes. Then out of this area, they even told people they were human traffickers. They were the ones showing up in big trucks at Faith Family Church, telling everybody they were FBI agents working my case. And they were selling the login to the case there, then showing how they were harming me and that they could control anybody with their drugs for 4 to 6 hours. They called them mind controlling drugs. Okay. That Michelle and Lauren were, at least 250 pounds. Round, fat, white women with blonde hair. Okay. They had told everyone that agent was stealing for them. Okay. October 4th, 23, one had lost a lot of weight. The other one's still heavy. Went down to maybe a 16. She got pulled up next to me October 4th, 23. Will said he was stealing for us. I worked up in Akron, about 2 houses down, or 3, from where my client lived. They were up there telling Akron that agent was stealing for them. One of the neighbors said, I told that Lauren I didn't want her up here anymore. Okay. They've told everyone. Even Henry Murphy's men have showed up in stores and said that they got my informant money. Okay? They're the human traffickers, the people that are selling and killing women and children. They have been, that agent and that girl have been doing the Bonnie and Clyde thing, selling government technology, stealing from victims. Like that young couple walked out. We told that girl they're stealing for. We don't think it's funny. They're stealing from victims to give to her. No, it's highly illegal. Everything they're doing is illegal. Turn them in. That's how you stop them. You turn them in. And when people find out what she looks like, that's where people get really mad. It's really not funny they're stealing for her. See, that girl that showed up at Faith Family Church in January to February 19, she looked like a teeny bopper. I didn't believe a word out of her mouth. I thought she was a human trafficker. She was with the big truck guys that were telling people they were FBI, but then outside church, they were drug traders and human traffickers. When she was with them, she came in with a bunch of teenagers and then announced she was the one dating Dave. And I look back and I'm like, it's you? Then I thought you don't look 18. I'm the one that dates her husband. And I'm like, what? I thought it was Michelle Calgo, this heavy-set 50-year-old woman. She was so mean to her first husband. I thought it served Dave right. I treat him so good. He's trying to kill me for a mean woman. Serve him right. You know? And then this little girl doesn't even look 18. She's trying to claim she's dating him. And then she's like, I can have anybody drug, beat, and raped. I just have to ask those guys. I'm like, you're crazy and dangerous. Hmm? And then she said she spent the night with the boys, the cartel. Huh? And had one of their outfits on. I thought before she said that, I thought you look homeless and you look like a teenage prostitute. I just sat there. Like the cop said, we watched Karen's face. She didn't believe a word out of that girl's mouth. We go to leave, and the cops are like, are they trying to set up her husband for dating an underage prostitute? I thought, yeah, that's what I thought of her, a prostitute. Hmm? What is she, 15, 16? I thought, yeah, that sounds about right, about 90 pounds. Hmm? And one cop said I'd pegged her at 14, 16, 90 pounds. And she was saying that she was wearing some guy's clothes where she spent the night with him. Hmm? I didn't believe she was dating my husband and sleeping with all those men. No, I didn't believe a word out of her mouth. I thought she was a stripper, a prostitute, or a human trafficker. She was with them. See what I mean? That's where December 1824, where that guy walks in, Karen never knew who Michelle was until January, February 19. No, I made sure of it until she announced herself. She told me she threatened her, and if she was going to threaten her, I told them I didn't care what they did to her. And then January 5th, 25, the undercover police are trying to say it's that agent's daughter. What are you doing letting your daughter run with the human traffickers and sleep with men at 14 to 16? Huh? And I don't believe my husband was dating your daughter. That's statutory rape. For one thing, he didn't know you. So how would he know your kid? He admitted, and I taped him December 9th, 18th, that I never caught him with anyone. So if I never caught him with anyone, there was no one to be mean to or to threaten. He told people years ago that he hired Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in my home before. And that where I called the FBI hotline, an FBI agent showed up at Apostolic Church of Barberton. And he talked to him at that church when I walked off and met him there. So he met you at that church. He didn't know who you were. Exactly. More than likely, I told you, I think that Michelle they were talking about was that weird girl from the restaurant 6 months before the case. Now, if it's not her, I don't know who she is. Because we had our house up for sale. We had errands to run. He wanted to go to a restaurant we didn't eat at, and he insisted on going there. We go in, and it's pretty much empty. There's one couple over in the corner, an old couple, sitting in a booth, and a waitress sits right behind him. This young blonde girl, maybe 18, tan khaki pants, little thin t-shirt, walks by and goes at me. I'm like, she sits down and rams her body in the back of my booth, knocks me forward. I'm like, Dave, who is that? He's like, I don't know. She rams her body again. And I'm like, Dave, who is that? He's like, I don't know. And then that old couple started talking about Dave by name. And I said, Dave, who are those people? Bam! In the back of my booth. And I'm like, Dave, who are those people? He's like, I don't know. And she kept doing it. And I said, can I sit over on the same side as you? He's like, yes. We went home. He told Danny some crazy blonde girl was ramming her body in the back of Mom's booth. Okay, in 2020 or 2021 at Wood Forest, a blonde girl, probably about 19, if that, walks up, khaki tan pants again, about 100 pounds, white with blonde hair blower bra strap, walks up while I'm sitting there waiting for someone to wait on me, looked at me and said, as if you don't know what's going on, and turned around and walked off. And I thought, I've seen you somewhere. Where have I seen you? And it took me a couple minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, you're that girl from the restaurant 6 months from the case that rammed her body in the back of the booth. Then I got to thinking, the old parents you were sent with, they're part of the 3 mean parents that said they were waiting for me to die from all the injuries. Officer Marker John, do you remember that old white couple? He was a white man, wore a white baseball hat, black glasses, with an older white lady with white blonde hair with the other 2 mean parents saying stuff like that. They were with that young blonde girl. Now, if that's not Michelle, where these people at Apostolic Church of Barberton said Mary's niece was willing to kill someone just to date Dave, and the opportunity to date him. She's willing to kill someone. I wonder if that's her. See, if that's not her, I don't know who Michelle is. Michelle's a common name, so a lot of people have it. But I wonder if that's that Auntie Shell. But if not, I don't know who she is. And I extremely doubt it was that teeny bopper. Where January 5th, 25, the undercover police called the FBI out. Call them right out. What is this? An FBI agent has lied to the U.S. Marshals. She was weird with herself. We already knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. They put that in the other room. We always knew that. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before. We always knew that. And another FBI agent has lied to the U.S. Marshals. We already got one of the agents over her case taped. He let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter, and she didn't even know who she was. Do they realize how not funny this is? But Officer Mark and John, do you remember the undercover police talking around me in 18? The FBI already confessed to them. They already knew it was photoshopped. Remember? 18. Officers came up that agent was so mean to you on the phone because he wanted to make sure you weren't part of the people defrauding him. They were laughing so hard because they already knew that Weird With Yourself was photoshopped. And they had drugged you and told you to say it before. They wanted to make sure you weren't part of the fraud scheme. And these people defrauding you. They were laughing so hard because they already knew everything was photoshopped and drugged. Remember them saying that in 18? Yeah. In front of people in stores. Remember then later on during the case, those agents were laughing so hard because that so-called Weird With Yourself, they knew it was photoshopped or washing, and they had drugged you and told you to say it before. And they were laughing that those people were trying to actually pull something like that on them. Remember? Where that undercover police yelled it out on January 5th, 25? We always knew the Weird With Yourself was photoshopped of washing yourself in a shower. We always knew that. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before. We always knew that. What do you mean another FBI agent has lied to the U.S. Marshal? Oh, flat out lied. Because you got to think, how many times during the case? From the first month of the case, that little old white man showing up at Woodforest, for every idle word you telling us, I'll turn it on you. You try to leave Dave, I'll list your child molester. I'm like, who are you? You know that bruise on your leg? I used sodium pentothal on you. You know what you said? I never even talked to him. He stabbed me in my sleep with a date rape drug. Told me to say about wrong nightgown and accidentally seeing your butt and a life of pain and da-da-da-da, and threatened me if I left Dave and I got away from that freak. Went home to a legally booked house, and Dave debunked it that I was dressed modestly. They only seen the back of my knees. He made the whole thing up. But he admitted he worked for Dave and he was drugging me up and telling me to say lies. And then all those other people laughing in my face, how they drugged me and told me to say this, drugged me and told me to say that. Where you had bruises before and you were throwing up and you were almost passing out and infected. They were actually having you drugged, beaten, raped. Remember that? They photoshopped all their lies. They photoshopped feminine white bees above the toilet in the other room. They photoshopped this. They photoshopped that. They erased this person out of the room. Laughing in my face how this big drug scam. Remember? Then we got May 25th, 21, Louisville, Wendy's, 6 p.m. The church people breaking in before drugging me, tell me say weirdo stuff. That's not funny. 8/9/21, the apartment building, 42nd close offense. A lady and little girls live there. While outside talking about it, 4 or 5 neighbors did a police report. 1295 Farrell and a little white lady screamed at him, talked to several people on 21. Memorial Day weekend of 21, I'm sitting on Farallon Street on a front porch. And that Lauren in a blue car comes down, and the goons from Ravenna are sitting down where the laundromat and pizza places watching me. She screams at him so loud, it echoes up the street. Are you crazy? You can't enter a drug confession. Well, we just found out they drugged her and told her to say it before. Bullshit. They were the ones doing it. Bullshit. It just already came out. Loud, and everybody was talking about it. November 1st to 3rd of 21, that everything was made up on me. December 9th, 21, at the Oakland apartment at 4 p.m., that all the tapes before were them and not me, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes here. Same day, white man bald at Dark Eyes, with Dark Eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. Which one of my guards during the case came out and said we always knew the tapes before were them and not her, so he never said a word. January 1922, Department of Disability, they told them I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, Burlington Coat Factory, a Latino man and his girlfriend. He admits he drugged me first and told me to say it. People went running and screaming when we went to Save-A-Lot because he sent their hate crime across on cell phones. Oh my goodness, they admitted a drug runner and tell her say it before him. Cleared down on 6th Street in Canton, people were running out of their houses screaming. A Ravenna investigator in a black Sebring pulled up. I seen her out today. Found out that bastard really did drug her and tell her to say it before. Screaming it in Canton. Okay? March 24th, 22. They admitted to framing me. March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. And then they even told them they had nothing on me. Okay? That March 13, 21, Nurse at Mercy Medical, the only thing they had you on was adjusting yourself. The guy said that's sick. Said, no, it's funny. She simply wiped off water with clothes on. That's all they had. They didn't have anything else. Okay? Then they talked about it all through 21. You didn't expose yourself, you're good. We all know Karen never said she did anything wrong before. What are these people doing? Okay? January of 22, in the morning, in a gas station in Camp, a group of people from Ravenna talking in there real loud. We made a big mistake being in her home. We came down to verify she's never said she did anything wrong before. And when she simply wiped off that water with clothes on, she went straight down and didn't expose herself, as if anyone would care about that. And those people raped her. Okay? Well, after March 13, 21, they started saying stuff that never happened. It made my stomach bleed. And then I thought they're playing with me. They said it's 2 clips together, put her in a porn. Maybe they put my head on somebody else's body. And then I got to thinking, what would you be doing? And it's like, it sounds like you got undressed and got in the shower and you're washing yourself. Showering, isn't it? Walked outside to smoke. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, they found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26th, 22 at noon, the shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird. November 18th, 22, Eric, one of the drug dealers, all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people to turn on, they fell for it. Well, if it's only you, I could take care of it. I know it's that bad, and they still fell for it. Went to Danny and Jen on Christmas Eve of 22. Asked them if they knew where they kicked in my door on the 6th day while we were out. Yes. Did you know about button cameras? No. I said, did you know about a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird? No. And I said, do you remember the orange, lemon, and grapefruit sized bruises all over me? And almost passing out even in front of the neighbor by the second weekend it kept happening? Yes. Did you know they were drug and beating me and telling me to say weirdo stuff? No, I thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. I didn't think about it. Kids came out of the room, hugged me, Grandma, we didn't know. In 23, off in the distance, I heard my son talk to everyone, said I finally went to Dad. Ask him, what on earth is going on? He said he had hired Pete on his own. And it was Pete and his men doing it. Okay? He didn't meet that agent till that church. And she called the FBI for help. An agent showed up at that church and he met him there, and when she walked off, that's when he talked to her. Pete's got her framed. Da-da-da-da, and saying crazy crap. I've never met him. It's the drugs and told us to say stuff. And I just got in my car. I thought, oh my God. You know, the police have a tape of that. You know, in September, I was up in Akron at Bueller's, North Main. Some lady came up to another lady. I heard they're supposed to have her saying this. The lady's shushing her. They drugged her and told her to say it before. No one's allowed to say a word. In September of 23, on Forest Grove Drive, all right, I'm sitting outside a house. A lady and a guy walks by, said some of the drug dealers they hired to help watch her, they don't even find this funny. She do anything wrong? No. The drug dealers already confessed they photoshopped everything and made fun of the FBI for falling for this. Are they going to do anything about it? We don't know, and none of this is funny. She said, I went to her ex-husband, asked him if they ever said it was a medication error that made her sick before. He said yes. And they did encourage them to sue those doctors for years. He didn't say a word and let all those people hurt her. None of this is funny. June 7th, 23, they make fun of the FBI. FBI agent John fell for the stunt days before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that? You're kidding. It was only a stunt. Had me drugged for fake confessions, photoshopping and washing. But they had me beaten raped. Like the construction workers up there. They said it was like a mean teenage stunt that went way too far. Stalking her with button cameras, photoshopping a washing scene, roofing drinks, and telling her to say stupid stuff in their stocking tapes. It's like a mean teenage stunt that went too far. They were having her beaten raped. Now, they've already made fun of the FBI. Several places. They sell videos of the FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Dave's before. I was in Marshall's in Belden. Some little kid was talking to the parent it was with and said, I seen a video of them making fun of Will. You're a public fool. And you know what? That's just where it makes me mad. The cops even told me in 18 in front of people in stores, you already knew it was photoshopped and drugged. We're supposed to have been so mean to me to make sure I wasn't part of the people trying to defraud you. Defraud you. Now, you could tell I was photoshopped or showering, and they had drugged me and told me to say it before. I never talked to anybody. How would you like to be me? How would you like to take a drink out of a Diet Coke in the room, go to see in black, and wake up hours later with bruises all over you, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out, and severely infected? Wake up with injection marks and the same thing? Going to the doctor, what on earth is wrong with me, and no memory of what had happened to you? It's not funny when rapists do this. Then you think, where those guys yesterday and Bob Evans, Agent John just let this run. He had been wanting to find someone to date, and all those women showed up to make fun of her. Why would you want to date a psychopath? A sadist that finds it funny people hurting people. Why would you want to date a psychopath? Someone who can't feel sympathy, empathy, or remorse. A sadist that finds enjoyment into hurting people no matter what. Would you want that kind of person in your life? They would find joy in hurting you and no remorse. Why would you want to date something like that? That's pure Satanism. It's satanic. It's pure evil. Hurting someone. And then you got to think, who the hell hurt somebody because somebody called him a faker? 15 years before that? And it was a baby lie to cover up his own son's adultery? Think about that. And then who the hell would hurt somebody they don't even know? Think about that. The morbid, satanic minds that did this. Evil, pure evil. And that agent going along with it? Think about it. And then him going out with those human traffickers. You do realize Michelle and Lauren, were caught under police surveillance with the drug dealers that said they were drug traders, they were from Florida, and they were human traffickers. They were with a group that was with Henry Maffei. They said they were from Florida. Told everyone that, okay? Except for at Faith Family Church. When they showed up, they told everybody they were FBI. And they were the ones raping and torturing me. Crushing my skull in. Trying to kill me. Making me live through a concentration camp. So you really think it's funny? Do you know there was over 6,000 people human trafficked? There's still over 1,000 people missing. That's how not funny those human traffickers are. Those are human beings that they are selling for sex slaves and to be murdered like they're cattle. Like the cops that work my case, you're a piece of meat to them. They make comments, you only live long enough for your usefulness to be done, and then they kill you. They don't look at you as a human being because they don't have human emotions themselves. You got to think, Henry Maffei's men laughed in my face. They got my informant money. Huh? That Lauren, how they're Lauren and Michelle, they're supposed to be stealing for them. They're human traffickers. They're child molesters and serial killers that are selling people. And if you look up where they said they worked for retired Judge Pete and they were from Florida, there was a retired Judge Peters where they told people in the mall they were relocating people to Florida, to a tourist area. Looking for special order girls, 5'3", 135 blonde. And that they were selling all kinds of people. They even told people in Massillon, some doctor was having them grab people for experiments they were running in Florida. Retired Judge Peters, with some people that were in Disney. And 108 of them went to jail in 22. Where my one friend, I showed up January 20th or 23 with the U.S. Marshals. He had a friend on the police department. They showed up, knew about the case that agent opened with me, knew about the Texas group, and I'm like the Kingsmen. Because we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a fentanyl king if you look him up. There's real people. By what they describe and what they're doing, you just got to figure out the pieces to the puzzle. He's a fentanyl king. U.S. military Iraqi translator went into the dark web malware, fentanyl king. Okay? And then how there was a retired judge in Texas involved in this. They went down to question him. He killed himself. There was another retired judge, and I thought they said Louisiana. Okay? And how they're going to use that case that agent opened with you. You know where they got that retired Judge Peters? They had a pipeline of people where they were selling them between Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. They were up here scouring for more people to sell. Get it? Thank God the U.S. Marshals showed up where people were disappearing. 20 people out of Cleveland, 30 people out of Columbus, 30 more people out of Cleveland, 1 or 2 out here, 3, 5 over here, 15 out of this town, 20 out of this town. People are disappearing like crazy. They showed up and started kicking their asses. Where they told me they were yelled out they were the U.S. Marshals, they were going to take care of this. 3 weeks later, they did an 800 people sweep where the police said you need to be proud of what you lived through. Because of what you lived through, you'll help save a lot of lives. Because of what you lived through, we got all kinds of information on these people. And you'll help save a lot of lives. You need to be proud of what you lived through. My neighbor went down to the U.S. Marshals. He's seen the big truck guys tell people they were FBI, working my case. He went down and talked to them. One of the men that they saved because of my case, he met him. He actually met one. The marshals found, 35, 45 kids they still had here in Ohio and Akron. Another 70 in Columbus still being held captive. They were still here. You know, if everybody would go online if they know anyone connected to this, the police will watch them. They'll find out. And if they are connected, they might find somebody else's son or daughter or grandchild or wife or mother. If it was your family member, you'd want somebody to tell on these people that are killing people here. You know, and for that agent to be dating them a shower lord and the human traffickers, and to let them crush my skull and human traffic me and sell it, videos of it, to rape and torture me and sell videos of it, to almost shoot me in the head driving, shooting night where other people got killed and some guy's claiming that he's crippled over, for her sick entertainment so that she can look at me. They're doing all this for me and for him to steal from me. Like that couple said, we told that girl we didn't think it's funny, them stealing from victims. You know, they're playing Bonnie and Clyde, selling government technology, stealing from victims in front of people. He's helping the human traffickers kill people, helping them get away with crimes. And she's messed up with the Florida human traffickers. Now, Agent John, where that guy said that you were having a hard time finding someone today, and you just let it run because all these people showed up. How pathetic are you? You could have went to a woman's prison. There was more prettier women there. Huh? You could have been on life after lockup. You wanted to date a child molester and a serial killer? You could have got one out of a prison. And if you weren't paying her, you weren't letting them get away with crimes, would she date you? No. She's just using you. Now, when you see on these news shows, they talk some idiot teenager into killing someone for them, and manipulate them. Being a federal agent, you ought to have more common sense. How pathetic and disgusting are you? Letting the human traffickers run wild through here, killing people and selling them, letting them rape and torture a victim and show videos of it, almost murder them, crush their skull in, drug them till they lose 70 pounds, almost shoot them in the head driving, shooting nights where other people got killed, and people are being taken around me. And they're laughing. They're the ones doing it under police surveillance. See, where they said, her case with the way that agent opened, they don't even need her. It's a protected custody case with statements, with threat of life, with a judge's order for police surveillance. They don't even need her. That's where the U.S. Marshals used the case. It was bad guys on a platter. Bad guys on a platter. They've got another 30 to 60 out in September of 23 out of Summit County. Another 130 out of Columbus. They have been blowing the hell out of those people. And thank God for them. Because if they wouldn't have stopped him, hmm, there's still people coming up missing almost every day or at least once a week. So and so went missing. There was a thing on the news of a group of people holding pictures of their family members gone. When people start looking at their faces and realizing they're human beings, these bastards are murdering and raping and torturing. And they're nothing but satanic animals. And the ones that are doing it to me are them. And what the hell is he doing around them? And why the hell would you? Gotta think, what is your relationship based on? Killing people? Selling? Selling them? Hmm? Having somebody almost murdered, raped, tortured? Hmm? What is your relationship on? Selling government technology? Stealing from cases and victims? What is your case? What is your relationship with this girl based on? And so that she can look all powerful and great, that she's some kind of queen bee that everybody kisses her butt, hmm? And everybody kills for, huh? And all she is a human trafficker or a killer herself. What is your relationship based on? Sure isn't on, well, she fell for you for your looks, huh? Hmm? She didn't fall for you for your personality. Oh, let's see. And how good you are to people, and kind, and honest. Or your Christian morals, or your morals as a person. Hmm? Or your asset to the community and how you've helped the community. No. What did she do? She used you like a damn fool. And if you didn't give her money, you didn't do all this so they could get away with murder here, they wouldn't have had a damn thing to do with you. Because they only let you live till your usefulness is done. And then they kill you. They made sure everybody knew that. You're a piece of meat they use and manipulate. They are satanic animals with no human feelings that are doing this. I'd like my informant money. I earned it. We all know Agent John told on me that church before he talked to me. Hmm? And we all know he don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He confessed on a recorded line. He told on me. Made fun of me for that guy, Pete, how he's running a scam on me. They said he was him and that other guy was chuckling so hard because they already knew it was photoshopped. Hmm? And they had drugged me and told me to say it. They always knew, and they were laughing about it, that they were trying to pull some kind of scam on them. And they were laughing about it. That's why they're chuckling so hard. Now I like my money. My son Josh, Dave, my ex-husband, threatened to kill him and his family. There were several times they took the lug nuts off when she was out with the baby. She went to drive the truck and the tire came off while she was driving. Thank God it was a heavy old truck and it just sat down and she was going slow. It could have flipped. They re-loosened it again. She had got the girls in the car this time. Had to come back, the tires were thumping everywhere. She wouldn't have came back, they would have died. They slashed their tires, they flattened them, they played with their brake system so their tires would lock up and explode. And by the grace of God, Josh took the vehicle and up on the highway, his car blew up. He barely got out alive. If Dixie and the girls would have had the car that day, they would have died. Time the fire department got there, they couldn't say what happened, it was all gone. Where he said Dixie and the baby would be next. Josh's stomach bleeds. He's had to have blood transfusions because of it. They think he's got an internal hemorrhoid and they haven't found it yet. So they have to rescope him again because his stomach keeps bleeding. He could die. I wanted my informant money to help pay off some of his bills so he wouldn't have to work 2 jobs. And then my daughter, Jen, her mom and dad have died over the last few years. Dave left the country forever, fled. I'm the only parent. And I went and seen her, and she has a heart monitor on. She's having heart arrhythmias, and they got her on heart medicine from stress. I like to do something to help them release some of the stress. You know, when the cop said, oh no, the only one that loved everyone was Karen. When Dave threatened to kill them all. And him letting those people tape those kids naked, use in the bathroom and sell it. We knew he hated even his grandkids. Dave threatened to kill everyone in my family, and I thought, over my dead body, you'll get caught killing me before I'll let you kill my children. For Karen, realize I will kill everything you ever loved in life. Realize I'll kill it. The police taped him saying that. I thought, over my dead body. If I have to go around taping my own witnesses, the cops would laugh. She's funny. We're still here. And she's going around taping her own witnesses, and we're still here. I look at all this, and I am dumbfounded. Dumbfounded. I loved my ex-husband. We were married 33 years. My whole life was taking care of him, the kids, the grandkids, setting up our new retirement home. I worked in banks and loan companies before that. Took a couple years off, fixed up our old house so we could make more money off of it. Spending time going fishing with him. He was big into concealed carry and shooting. Had me learn to shoot. Going out to eat, seeing family. Our family was a close-knit family. He had everything that God could give a man. He had 2 great paying jobs that made him more money than we had ever had in our life. Making over $110,000, getting a big home out in the country that he always dreamed of. He had children that loved him and grandchildren that adored him. He had friends, and he threw it all away and threatened to kill everything that God had gave him. He fled the country, left everything behind, never to return. We're all safer with him not here. You know, if these people wouldn't have got involved, the only thing difference, if he actually just wanted a divorce, he would have paid me a little more alimony. A little more alimony. That's it. All this effort, a little more. Think about it. I would like my money, FBI. I talked to a criminal attorney, prosecutor's office. Please, you don't have the authority to put restrictions on people if they can't say anything or not. You only hire a police officer. Plus, what part of... I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you because it's strangers lie. Da-da-da-da. Admitting several times you told on me before I was an informant on a recorded line, seen by the police, telling on me for calling the FBI hotline. Admitting on a recorded line. Seen by the police telling on me. Hundreds of people. My ex even told people, you told on me for calling the hotline. I would like my money. Like even investigators, they better be paying her. She was part of a really big bust. My family needs me to help them. I like a new name, new social, new passport to go to look at Niagara Falls. New phone, new car. Not backed by craziness of people hearing me in the car besides the cops. Life of peace. You know what peace is? It's freedom. You don't know what it is till it's gone. I realized what it was in 19. I had went down to my sister's and my dad was dying and she was in Texas. My nephew was there with his wife and some guy she was letting stay there. The next morning, well, when I first got there, my nephew didn't want me to stay there because he was afraid of his Uncle Dave. And he went and got a baseball bat. He said, so help me, if he shows up, I'll take care of him myself. And I slept on the couch that night. And when I woke up, everybody was gone. I got dressed and I was going to go meet my mom at McDonald's. And I walk outside and my puppy's with me. And when I walked outside, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of being killed. Someone stalking me, someone trying to hurt me. I wasn't afraid. And it rushed in. The feeling is called freedom. And I exhaled. And I thought, God, I'm safe. And then the truck cartel drove by. Oh my God, the fear. We met my mom, and where Dave had squeezed my face to half of it was black. And I had to put I had met with my mom. She's like, half your face is black, Karen. I said I thought I put enough makeup on it, and I put several more coats to cover it. I drove around town, and they were following me, even back to where she lives. And I went back outside my sister's, and I sat there, and I sat there, and I thought of the gunshot night. I had to hide not to get killed. I thought of being almost shot in the head driving, stabbed in the neck, bashed in the back of the head. 6 stalkers coming at me, and now they're here, and this is a tiny town. My God, they're here, they'll kill them. I sat in my car for an hour, at least, before I could put my car in gear. Came back to Ohio, I couldn't have him kill my mom and my sister. And then the tall white guy with black hair showed up after I came home. Started sitting down from my mom's home, beating on her trailer at night, following around town. Followed her to church. She went in and got Brother McGee. He's out there again. He walked out and went, what is your problem around Joella? I'm waiting for my girlfriend. He said, you can wait somewhere else, and if I catch you around Joella again, we got a really good police department. He left. They went looking for me. Where Terry seen him try to kidnap me. And then he tried to carjack me, and David took off and he left. Dave left with Dixie that he knew I was getting carjacked and left me on purpose. And where he tried to kidnap me in front of Terry, and Terry seen him. Then he showed up in Illinois. Do you know what freedom is? It's living your life without fear. Harassment, stalking, being hurt or harmed. It's walking out of your house and inhaling or exhaling and not being afraid. It's the thing we take for granted in the United States until it's stolen. You don't know what it is. I dream of freedom. I dream of it all the time. Going for walks, not being afraid. I dream of it. I'm gonna flip